Alright, this is Henry Cook with Dune Doctors, and I'm at the property, the two lots of 5209 and 5207 West Drive, Oak Island. Now we're going to look at sand fence placement along our dune systems here. This property I'm standing at right now has a dedicated beach access, which is 5209. 5209 is going to have two fence systems installed on the west side of the property lot on its dune system. One will be along the property line, two fence systems on the west. One here, which is going to have a further back spacing than the one that is going to be installed here. That is two fence systems installed at a 45-degree angle. Now the 45-degree angle will be a placement off of an agreed delineated mark on the dune system. We will take a string line and a speed square to accurately and precisely get our 45-degree measurements. This is up to code, up to regulations. We're going to have the two individual sand fence systems no more than 10 feet in length. This is going to refer to the individual sand fence locations, or sand fences. The space in between will be of a minimum of 7 feet apart. This could be 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, and even 10 feet. Now we've got two over here. Now if you join me over on the other side of 5209 West, the lot, we're going to, right where I'm standing, along the established vegetation that along the dune system that has received no sand fill on the most recent renourishment of Oak Island, we're going to put three fence systems. These again are going to be 10 feet in length, a minimum of 7 feet apart, and they're going to be made out of all natural wood products and installed by Dune Doctor, the contracting agent. Okay, that is three on the east side of the walkway for 5209 West. All right, now we're going to venture on down here to 5207, which is the adjacent property lot. Now, the need for sand fence for this property owner is much greater than other property owners. There has been a severity of blowout along this dune system, this established dune system, where there's ample amount of vegetation to allow for sand fencing. We will start here at the property line. This is a 50-foot lot. Now, normally, Dune Doctors will install a sand fence section every 10 feet. That is the way that we do it. We customarily do it that way. So a 50-foot lot would receive 5 individual fence systems. They still maintain the minimum spacing, and they all are installed at a maximum of 10 feet. And that's a maximum. They could be 9.5 feet. They could be 8 feet. It is really only hindered by the maximum of the regulation allowance. Now here, we're going to have our first sand fence section. With established vegetation backing our sand fence, we will go out at a 45-degree interval and go straight towards the ocean at a diagonal direction. That will be our first one. Then we will have our second. Our second one, as you see, the vegetation gets much further out, so our placement could be as far as, what do you say, 6 feet further ocean. Now we go on to our third one. Now I'm anticipating this blowout area will be greatly impacted by our sand fence with the collection of sand and our sand building methods, with our stabilization with our grasses. And so we'll place them as far back as probably where I'm standing now as your fourth sand fence system. Could be the third, I'm not sure. Now here, we're hindered by the first line of stable vegetation, and as you can see, it migrates towards the ocean or towards the street side. But given that we are now going to be required to apply for a camera mining permit for this installation, I don't believe that there's any reason to have to put it in a least effective position and to collect less amount of sand. We will have them in a uniform pattern right along this line where I'm standing. You can see ahead of me, you can see behind me. It's going to be right here. And then you'll have your fifth and final sand fence system. Now with established vegetation coming out this far, I might even say that we want to go within the boundaries here and go up here where I'm standing. Now again, that's at a maximum of 10 feet per sand fence system with all natural wood products. And I'm adhering to all camera regulations and all regulations that have to do with sand fence. There is this lot in particular, well, the two lots here, 5207 and 5209, the camera officiant that has delineated the first line of vegetation has put it back here behind the frontal dune system, which the frontal dune system, I will have to say again, has not been affected by the nourishment project by the Corps of Engineers during the year of 2026. But the camera official put in the middle, essentially in the middle of the lot, I would say, about 25, 30 feet back from my standing position. The ideal location for sand fence, mind you. The only reason that sand fence essentially is to be put on a beach is to fortify, rebuild, restoration of the dune system, is which we're trying to do. If you put it back there, the only thing that you might have happen is vines cover it. That's it. So we have my flag, my yellow flag, pink flag has been out there since April. And right now we're heading into August. What is that? That's months. It's been months just to deal with the sand fence. Yep, we'll go all the way to this line here. And what that means is that our sand fence system at a 45-degree angle, it may be installed way back here, but it'll migrate with that direction and it'll stop right on the property line, not to obstruct any sand building that this property owner might have. Although none of these three lots that we're on right now are buildable due to setback regulations. So and with new construction here on the beach happening every day, it's apparent that this needs to happen for the future of Oak Island. There's no other way better to say it. There's only one way to install sand fence, and it's within the letter.